What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have 13 games on the FanDuel main slate tonight. Some pretty good value, really good looking slate. Not really any injury news. There's a few guys I'll talk about who are questionable, but nothing that's, crazy, which is nice to see on a 13 game slate. I'm going to give you guys 2 point guard values and leave out the small forward spot just because I like the guard value a little bit more right now. Give this video a like, subscribe, ready to go into the weekend with a bang. A lot of stuff going on. We had a nice NBA night last night, cashing on the hybrid and cash lineups. I'm currently running a Guru credit promo all weekend long. All $20 and $40 purchases will get doubled on a 100% match from me. One-time use, and it's valid through the whole weekend. So take advantage of that if you're going to be playing some DFS. For point guard, I like spending up on Luka Doncic. You do have Jokic on this slate, but there's a lot of value at center that I'll talk about once we get down there. Obviously, Jokic can always go off. It's not the best matchup against the Heat. But like I said, there's better value at center. So I like spending up on Luka Doncic. He just dominates the Phoenix Suns. If you look at his last 7 games, he has over 32 points in all of those games with a few 40s in there, even a 50 bomb. He loves dominating the Suns. And this is a great DFS environment. He's at home, 230.5 over-under. It's a 2.5 point spread, should be close. I really like Luka Doncic at sub 12K tonight. He projects for the same amount as Jokic, and he's $700 cheaper. So I like spending up here on Luka. And then my other point guard value play is going to be Scottie Pippen. A lot of the year we've had to go up till game time to see if guys are in and out for Pippen to be a viable option. Tonight, we already know he is. Ja Morant is out. Marcus Smart is out. Desmond Bane is out. The Grizzlies are back to their old ways from last year, where they just can't avoid the injury bug. Great matchup against the Wizards. 6 point spread, 231 over under. I love Scottie Pippen tonight. He's been coming off the bench the whole year. He's had some huge games. He needs 30 fantasy points to hit value. If he's going to be playing 30 to 35 minutes, he's going to grade out as one of the best value plays on the slate. Looks really good as the main ball handler for the Grizzlies tonight. And I just don't see who else they could start at point guard other than Scottie Pippen. Really, really like this play. Obviously, Ja Morant being off the court opens up a ton of usage for Scottie Pippen and company for the Grizzlies. Shooting guard, another guy that has been a nice value play over the last few games, and we've had to wait on injury news, but we get the early news today. The Pelicans coming out and saying that Jordan Hawkins is out. We already know CJ McCollum is out. Zion Williamson is one of those questionable guys that we're going to have to wait on. I don't think it makes a huge difference. This, in general, isn't a good DFS environment. It's the lowest over-under on the slate by far, this Pelicans and Magic game, 213.5. But you're probably going to see Jose Alvarado start, and you're probably going to see Brandon Boston start again, and his price has not gone up enough for the role that he's seen. $4,600 starting shooting guard for the Pelicans most likely tonight, and he's looked really good over his last 4 games. When he's seen over 20 minutes, he's gotten over 24 or more fantasy points in all 4 of those games. Again, with no CJ McCollum and no Jordan Hawkins. Tons of usage for Brandon Boston, and he has been taking advantage of it. Obviously, if Zion Williamson is also out, there'll be even more usage going around. I don't think Zion playing or not is going to really, dictate whether I play Brandon Boston or not. I think he's a good play regardless. Really nice value play. He should be over 5K at this point with the Pelicans being so banged up. Skipping small forward, like I said, 5 value plays. Power forward, I like a middle to high tier spend up on Pascal Siakam. He dropped to 7,400. I think he was 7,700 last slate. Anytime Siakam has a good matchup and is below 8K, he's going to be intriguing. Love this Pacers and Hornets game in a bunch of different ways. Even Halliburton in the low 8,000s look really good. 235.5 over under. 7 point favorites are the Pacers. I like Siakam. He had a bad game against the Magic. It was a tougher matchup. This matchup tonight's way better. Like I said, price dropped a little bit, needs 37 fantasy points to hit value. He's projected for almost 40, and we all know he has that high 40s into low 50s upside. He has 3 games this year in the high 40s, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did that tonight in this matchup against the Hornets. The Hornets are without Miles Bridges, who's going to be sidelined for a few weeks, so you're probably going to see Grant Williams start there, but I don't know if he's much of a streaming option. He's 4,900, so he's pretty properly priced. Siakam looks really good against the banged-up Hornets front court without Nick Richards and Miles Bridges. You're going to see Taj Gibson and Grant Williams, where even a guy like Miles Turner could absolutely dominate this Hornets front court tonight. Hopefully it stays close. Again, they're on the road, 7-point favorites. It doesn't look like a high likelihood of a blowout. I really, really like this spot for Pascal Siakam. And then for center, there's a ton of value. I mentioned Miles Turner. Gogo Batadze was a huge piece for us a couple of nights ago. He was low-owned due to the Jackson Hayes chalk on the Lakers with Anthony Davis out. You could go back to Batadze. His price only went up $100. They're still without Wendell Carter. But like I was saying with Brandon Boston, it's not a great DFS environment, but the value is still there. Needs 24 fantasy points to hit value. In his 2 games as a starter, he's seen 26 and 29 minutes for well over 30 fantasy points. So he looks pretty good. But my favorite value play on this slate, he's going to be chalky. Looks like the best value play on the slate. Neemias Queta of the Celtics. He's been starting. It's a great matchup against the Nets. High chance of a blowout. They're 13-point favorites, but there's a couple of key notes here. Queta's been good, and that's with Cornette off the bench. He is doubtful with a hamstring injury. So now we have Al Horford. We have Xavier Tillman, who doesn't get a lot of run. The Celtics have been playing Queta a lot, not really playing Tillman. And the second key note to see here is even in a blowout against this Nets team, I think Queta is pretty blowout proof. He's the young guy. I don't see why, even if they're up a ton, that Queta doesn't get his minutes one way or the other. Al Horford would be the guy who doesn't play a lot. Really like this play at 4,100. He's been a beast over the last 2 games with extended run. 23 and 28 minutes, 24.5, 28.5 fantasy points. Needs just 20 fantasy points on this slate tonight. Looks really good. Assuming that he's starting tonight against Nick Claxton, there's no reason not to like Queta. And again, blowout, decently likely here tonight, but I think Queta is pretty blowout proof. I think he sees 25 to 30 minutes regardless. And at that price, without Luke Cornette coming in off the bench, Queta is going to look like a pretty safe value play on tonight's slate. That'll do it for this video, guys. I'm excited for tonight. Not a ton of injury news to wait on, which always makes my life easier, more enjoyable. Give this video a like, subscribe. Let's get after it to start the weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.